friends, welcome to the Lori Lulu Crochet Podcast, episode 148. This happens when my brain works faster than my mouth. Episode 148. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. My name is Lori. I live in the Chicago suburbs with my husband Ryan, and I love to crochet and I love to knit, and I like to cross stitch too, which is a new hobby of mine. So, those of you who are new, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you found me. Those who are returning, I'm glad you came back. All my social media links are down below in the description box underneath this video. And any patterns that I talk about, any yarns that I talk about, I will leave linked down below. So, I feel so discombobulated right now. I'm just going to say that off the top. Because I'm not recording at my usual time. I usually record on a Saturday morning, but this weekend was so busy that I didn't have time to. So, I'm recording now. So yes, this weekend, we had a full weekend. So on Saturday, Ryan and I took our young adults from our church and we went to Brookfield Zoo in Chicago, and we had a blast and just had a great time with them. Just getting to know, like, one of them is a new person, so just getting to know him a little better was good. Yeah. And then yesterday, I was like, oh, maybe I can record Sunday afternoon. Well, we had a gentleman from the Church of the Nazarene Foundation. He came to discuss wills and your legacy and trusts and all of that. And so we were there most of the afternoon, helping people get their wills set up, as well as ours. So, yeah. And after that, it's like, well, we got a few errands to run, and then we'll just chill for the rest of the day. So that's what we did. And then today, I had work, and it's a hot one out today. So hopefully, I have a lot to talk about with you guys. But hopefully it won't get too hot in here because I had to turn off the air conditioner so you can hear me. But yeah, so that was this weekend. Before that, though, I was finally able to go to the dermatologist. So I mentioned like a couple episodes ago I was going, and then talk about, the healthcare system here in America. So I had my appointment scheduled. They called me that morning and said, hey, we don't have a referral from your doctor. And I was like, I had one last year. And they're like, oh, that one expired. You need to get a new one. So I called my GP to get in, see if I could get a referral. Just write one up for me real quick. The next day, I finally get a call back. And from the nurse practitioner, and she's like, hey, we haven't seen you in over a year, so you kind of need to come in so we can give this referral. And I stood up for myself. I wasn't too flustered or too angry or mean about it, but I was like, it's not my fault I haven't been in there. I've had 3 appointments scheduled with my doctor, and she has canceled on me 3 times, all 3 times. And so I got a little frustrated, and I just, forget it. I won't schedule an appointment with her. And so the nurse practitioner, okay. So we did a video conference thing, video chat, that week, so she could get the referral going for me. Thank you. And then she was like, you still need to see the doctor. You need to schedule. So I go to schedule an appointment. Can't get in till November. So we'll see how that one goes. But I was able to get the referral. I went to the dermatologist. So last year I had gone in to see about 3 spots on my back. Like, hey, these are bothering me. Can we take them off? He said no, because they will scar. But he took another spot instead. He's like, those 3 I'm not worried about, but this one I am. That one was fine. And so this year I was like, you know what? They're just gross looking. Can you just take them off? So he seemed a little perturbed that I asked him to do that. And he was like, fine. So I'm now rocking 3 scabs on my back. Just waiting for them to come off like you should. So survived the first week of having to keep Band-Aid on. I will say, like, I never really thought that I had sensory issues. But yeah, like, this has bothered me a lot. Like, I'm very aware of these spots all the time. And so I was supposed to keep them on. So, like, I had gone to see him on Tuesday. Was supposed to keep Band-Aids on until the next Tuesday. That Monday night, I got home and I was like so hyper aware of the Band-Aids. I was like, I want to claw my skin off. Like, it was just driving me insane. So I asked Ryan to take them off. I was like, I'll sleep without him tonight. And the next morning he's like, do you want Band-Aids on again? And I was like, nope, we're going to go without, because I can't do it. And he's like, okay. So I've been fine, just waiting for And I was talking with my mom last night on the phone, and I was like, I feel like this whole year I've had medical stuff where it's like, you know, get this done, and now I'm in healing mode. And I've been in healing mode all year. From my wisdom teeth to these spots on my back. So yeah, it's just, I'm ready. I'm ready for them to be done. And then I think, because I can get up to 6 visits on this referral in a year. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go later in the year and see if I can get like a full body scan, whatever. Because I have some freckles that are just, they're changing a little, and it's like, let's just make sure that everything's okay. So anyway, yeah, so that's been everything that's happening. This week is the Chicago Yarn Crawl. I'm thinking I might go to some shops on Wednesday. I took the day off. Even though next Wednesday, so not this coming Wednesday, but the weekend, that's my birthday. So of course I'm not working that day. So yeah, so I will have 2 weeks of 4-day work weeks, which will be great. So yeah. So I'm taking Wednesday off to go to the yarn crawl. I have never made it to any of the shops in the city. I kind of want to, but also I'm like, parking is what bothers me the most, honestly. So it's like, if I go to the ones that I've been to, I know where parking is. I know where to park, where to go, so I don't get a ticket, because I have gotten a ticket at a yarn shop before. Yeah. So we're gonna do that. Sorry, I am getting texts. Yeah, we've had some issues with a coworker. So there was email, and that was supposed to be sent out. Well, I will say, like, Beth was like, we're sending this out, and then we're walking out. I'm like, okay. So there's text going on about this email. So I will try not to be distracted too much, okay? So anyway, also, I remembered that, sorry, my neighbor. I have not talked to you about my books that I have read recently. So I just finished the series. It's called Patricia Fisher, Ship Detective. And she lives on a cruise ship, and she investigates murders on a cruise ship. Which you're like, honestly, that doesn't happen very often, I will say. But they were very good. I really enjoyed them. Like there are points where it's like, oh, I gotta know what's going on. There's one book, so she has an assistant named Sam who has Down syndrome, and so he gets kidnapped in one of the books. So it's like that. I think that's the fastest book I finished. Was gotta know what happens to Sam. Make sure he's okay. So yeah. I did, when I put it in, so I have a Goodreads account. I just started a Storygraph account, so it kind of coincides with the other. We'll see which one I like better. I do Goodreads, but I really don't like how they have you put your books in. Like I have issues with it. So we'll see how Storygraph goes. But where was I going with it? Oh, when I put it in, it was like gave me the genre of cozy murder, and then like it brought up some other books that I could read that were similar, and so I'm like, cozy murder. I was like, yeah, that's kind of what I've enjoyed these last few months. So I started a new series. It's called the Cleopatra Fox Mysteries. It's set in. So the first book, the climax happens at the stroke of midnight at the beginning of a new century, so January of 1900. So those are very good. They're all murder mysteries. I'm on book 3, so Murder in the Drawing Room. Yeah, there's no cussing in these. There wasn't in the Patricia Fisher either. Like, would say, he said a word that's unfit to print, kind of thing. So there's no cussing. There's a little bit of romance in this Cleopatra. Like, nothing explicit, but nothing smutty or anything like that. It's a slow burn romance is going on right now. So we'll see how that goes. I think there are 9 books in this, so this will keep me busy for a while. And of course, this is all audiobook that I do because I like to stitch and read at the same time. And reading with my eyeballs and stitching is not conducive. It doesn't work very well for me. I haven't gotten to that point yet. So those are the books that I have been reading. Now, shall we get started with the yarny goodness? I think we should. I have 4 finished objects to show you. Yes. And the first one, gotta start with my Crochet Iconic Woman. This time I did Princess Diana. So this is the book by Carla Matrani. This is the second book. She has another book that is, it's Crochet Iconic Women. It's 15 women. This is more Crochet Iconic Women. It's 15 more. All of that. So here is my version of Princess Diana. let me say, I had so much trouble with this one. It was unreal. So first of all, I told you about, I'd run out of blue eyes. So you can see the blue right there. She definitely needs blue eyes. I can't use any other color. And so I got the new color eyes in. So I was like all excited. So I finished her head and I was going to work on her hair. And ran out of yarn on the hair. And was just, can't believe this is gone. So then I went to Michael's and I found this color. I wanted a paler yellow than this one. So Princess Diana is now finished. I totally forgot to buy beads to make her necklace. I know she needs a necklace, but we'll see if I get there or not. So yeah, this is one of her most iconic dresses. She has a cute tiara. This is the white, and then I had a sequiny yarn that I held double to give her this beautiful tiara. So yes, I'm so excited she's done. Like, she is one of my favorite women. And yeah, it's like I remember like being little and just watching everything that she's on. I remember watching the interview, the interview. And then I remember when I found out that she was dead, that she had died, and I was just devastated. Just couldn't believe it. And I remember getting up early to watch her funeral. So she's a very impressive person. Is she human? Yes, she is. But she, like, her values, like, wanting to give back to people who need it, I highly admire that. So yeah, I'm glad that she is finished. Then, second finished object was living in my dinosaur Christmas bag made by me. It's a dodgy bag because I have mismatched drawstrings because I ran out of ribbon. It has a blue polka dot lining. Here's my needles. Because in here was a knit pair of socks. The yarn that I used, so I have this red. This is Valley Yarns Huntington. It's 75/25 and the colorway is red. So this will go in. I have more color work that I'm wanting to do, so this will go in that stash. The other color I used for heel, like, this was just toes and heels. I did do some random stripes. You'll see here in a second. Sorry, I have this come unwound. Alright, so this is from, I have their tag here. This is Ba Yarns. So it's Brenda and Heather Yarns. This is on their Socrates base, which is 75/25. And this is the colorway Kentucky Bluegrass, which as soon as I saw that colorway name, I needed this in my life. And then the main color, this is from Knit Picks. It's their Muse fingering. This 100 grams. It's 75/25 superwash merino nylon blend. And I ordered the undyed colorway, and then I dyed it myself to match my bag. So it's navy and white and red and green. So I thought that looked so cute together. So those are the yarns. And here are my socks. Oh my gosh, I love how these turned out. So So I started with the Kentucky Bluegrass on the toe, knit for a while. I added a red and the green stripe here, and then finished the foot, did the heel where it's a split heel, so it's 2 different colors, and then I knit along, and then I did stripes on this end as well. So stripes on the toe on this foot, stripes around the leg on this foot, and then did the red cuff. So actually, let me show you this side. This side looks so much better. So yeah, so last time you saw I was here, I had just finished the heel. I was going up the leg. So yeah, so I finished a pair of my Christmas socks. I'm so excited. And do you think I'll wear these soon? Obviously, I think I will, because why wait till Christmas? We are 5 months till Christmas. So yeah, here's my cute little hot cocoa progress keeper. So very excited to have those done. Let me put needles back in here. Yarn can go back in here. There we go. So that is finished object number 2. Finished object number 3 is my Bridgerton Jane Austen cowl. I was living in my Wonder Woman bag. This is a bag that I got from Allegheny Fiber Arts. I went and saw them at the Michigan Fiber Festival. So, love this bag. Has a nice little divider in there. So if you're doing 2 at a time socks, that's great. So the pattern that I used was it was a colorwork pattern from Pacific Co. Knits. She has this doodle pack. You can mix and match the different patterns to make your own thing, which I loved. The yarn that I used is from Leading Men Fiber Arts. This was from their Showstopper Gradient. So it was 6 mini skeins of fingering weight yarn, 75/25 per usual. And the colorway was Moody Blue. So let's see if I can get all the colors out. Oh, they're stuck. I put them in a little notions pouch, my chocolate notions pouch. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So the main color were the darker blues, and this is all that I have left of those. I used a lot of them. Oh, yarn overboard. And then these were the contrast colors. So this is what I did the color work with, were these 3 colors. And then I also added in a navy that I found in my stash, just to give, because some of the patterns called for 3 colors. So those are the 6 colors. Very happy with those. And so here's my cowl. So for my pattern, I had picked the diamond pattern. If you've watched Bridgerton or read Bridgerton, you know about the diamond. But since I decided I'm going to make this Bridgerton Jane Austen, I decided to go with the hearts instead. But, so you have this cute little floral pattern here, and then we have the fans, we have the hearts, then we have the parasols, and then we have the floral pattern again. So, last time you saw I was here, I had just started the parasols, and there you go. I love this one so much. I really do. Like, look at this. Oh, it's so cute. I do feel like doing the stretchy bind off made this a little wider. I I switched back to the smaller size to make the ribbing a little bit. Didn't work, but oh well. Yeah, I'm very happy with those. So yeah, so there's my little jeweled progress keeper. So yeah, so this will go in the stash. I may actually take this with me to wear on our cruise in Alaska. I might need it. We shall see. So there's that. And then, so that's finished object number 3. Finished object number 4. We're 25 minutes into this. And I'm still on finished objects. I love this shawl. So this is my canoe shawl. This is by Judy Jewel. This is a bag that I got from church for Mother's Day. So I can't fuzz down the back of my throat. Let me get a drink here. Whew. Okay. So anyway, I love this bag. I love how it stands up and keeps things in the right place, you know? So in here, so I said it was my canoe shawl. That is a scrap yarn project. So in the pattern she says, for each row you start a new color. I did not do that. I just went until the color ran out and then started another one. Basically, I took my scraps and I made a magic ball and we just went. So, and I also call this my wisdom tooth shawl because I started this that afternoon after I had my wisdom teeth pulled. So, let's see, here we go. This has not been washed or blacked. Because I did a magic ball, I did a magic knot, so all my ends could just be cut. But I still have some ends to weave in. So here is my shawl. It is so wide. I can't even get it all on screen for you. So yeah, so last time you saw I was, oof. There's my purple kitty stitch marker. I was here. So I really only had like 5 more rows to go. And I did not do as many rows as she called for in the pattern. But it's my shawl. I can make it how I want it. And so I finished. The border is actually with some mohair that I still had left over from another project. And you're supposed to do little puff stitches throughout. So, and I was like, I was working on it, I was like, oh, let's just go a little further. Oh, and it's actually held double. It's not just one strand of mohair, it's held double. So anyway, I will most likely wear it like a scarf. Yeah. That is so cute. I love this so much. I love how this works out. So I pulled out all my purple scraps, started with my purples, then I did my white speckly colors, and then the rest of my colors, and then finished with my mohair. So yeah. This is so pretty, but it's so hot today. It says that real feel is 102. So that's fun. Let me take a drink. And we'll get on with make some progress. I have 3 make some progress. But I have so much more to show you. So okay, we'll start with this one. This is I call this my Beatrix Shawl, which is kind of funny that I'm showing it to you today because today is her birthday. I was like, that's so cool. And Carla Matrani actually just, I don't think it's released yet. I think you can still pre-order. I'll put a link down below. She did a Beatrix Potter book. So like you can crochet Peter Rabbit if you want. Or Jemima Puddle Duck or Mrs. Tickywink or whoever. I love Beatrix Potter books. They are some of my favorites. But it's living in my Van Gogh, I should say, Starry Night bag. I have my cute little kitty with a circle granny. And then I have the Superfine Yarn Co. May she rest in peace. Not she, but the business. So yeah, so the dyer that I got the yarn from, she no longer dyes yarn. But this was her label, Superfine Yarn Co. She's from Cleveland, Ohio. This was on her Entice sock, and it is a colorway Earth Angel. I will say, I gotta find it though. I finished the main color. This is what I have left. This is Earth Angel. And now I am on to the border with this lovely blue. This is Cascade Heritage. You will hear this a lot this episode. Cascade Heritage. On the, yeah, it's just their fingering. 75%, 25% blend. And the colorway is 5615, which is blue. And that's what this looks like. And so, I'll put this back in here. And we'll put this back in here. I have started the border. Oh, my hook. So, here is my, oh, I didn't even finish the row. So here's my shawl so far. So I started with the moss stitch because I really wanted to show off the color, this yarn. I think it's gorgeous. So when I think of Beatrix Potter, I think of blue and green and like earth colors, because she really worked to preserve some of the land in England. And then when I finished the first skein of this one, when I switched to a different stitch for the second skein. So you can really see, like, it's the same color, but it works up so differently when you do a granny stitch versus the moss stitch. And I just thought that was so cool how that turned out. So yeah, I'm not sure how long the border is going to go. I mean, it is my wingspan is the length of this shawl. I do want to use a lot of that blue though. Maybe about half a skein. I mean, this is what it looks like so far. This is where I was last time, so I did 2 more rows and then started the border. And I'm just kind of winging the border. I'm not really following a pattern. I'm just kind of doing what I want to do. So that's what's going on with this one. Oh, okay, so there's that. That is making progress. Number 1. 2 more to go. Okay, next one. I'm calling these my flamingo socks, but they are for my mother. They're living in my twice sheared sheep bag that I won as a prize from Hannah. Participate in those crochet alongs, guys. You'll get to see some really cool stuff. You could win some really cool stuff. So I'm making a pair of socks for my mother. She asked for some flamingo socks. So we went to the yarn shop and we bought the yarn. And so I am using Pacific Co. knits. I am using her pattern for a flamingo from her Jungle Doodle. I can't recommend her pattern. They're just fun to play around with, the different doodles. I have so many projects planned for this. But the yarn that I'm using for my mom's socks, the main color is this blue, Cascade Heritage. 7525. The colorway is 5604, and the name is Denim. And I have it in my skein coat here. I do have the other colors for the flamingo, but I will show them. Oh, excuse me. I will show them to you in a bit. Later, I should say. So, here's where I am so far. Yeah, it's just, these are going to take me a while, because they, yeah, just boring, they're not, it's boring, plain, vanilla socks is what they are. And it's just one color, there's no, it's just a flat color, so right now I am, bored getting through this. But it'll be fun once I get to the flamingo. So yeah, so I have been, since these are for my mother, she has a different size foot. I have my twice sheared sheep sock ruler here. So I still am keeping track of how many rows I've got, but then I can also measure to see. I've still got quite a ways to go. But yeah, I'm super excited about these. This is a slap bracelet, which is fun for my 90s loving heart. So I've been forcing myself to work on these as much as I can just to get through this foot, because I know getting through this foot is going to be difficult. So, yeah. So that's where I am so far on those socks for my mother. Now her birthday isn't until September, so hopefully I can get these done in time for her birthday. Which, she's watching this, so she knows they're coming. But I have another surprise to go with it. My other project that I'm working on right now is living in my Slipped Stitch Studios bag, which RIP to them too. But this is my cute avocado sock bag. I love this bag so much. Yeah. My cousin gave me this pin. It says, "I feel like knit." So in here is another pair of socks. So the yarn is Premier Fruits. So this is Premier Yarns. I will link it down below. They still sell these. I got these a while ago. It's part of my yarn advent swap. But this is the colorway Strawberry. Can I get it to focus? That's what the yarn will look like when it's all knit up. The color I have for heels, toes, and cuffs. I remembered where I got this. It is Lang Jowl Wool in the colorway Brown. It's just brown yarn. I bought it to go with a Christmas yarn, so I called them my Peppermint Mocha socks. And these will be my chocolate covered strawberry socks. Yeah, so here is where I am so far. And you can see how it's knitting up. I think it's so cute. The yarn is elastic a little bit. Let's see, does it say? Oh, it says 93% acrylic, 7% PBT, whatever that means. I'm guessing that's the elasticity in it. These I took me with me to the zoo. And as we're walking around, I was knitting on my socks. It was kind of fun. Although I did drop a stitch, and I didn't realize till the next day, and I was like, so it was like all the way down here, and I was like, ah! So, but anyway, it was fun to be able to do that while I walked around. I've never done that while walking around. I've never worked on a project. So, anyway, so avocados and strawberries, I think those go together, right? Anyway, so we are now 40 minutes in. And it's getting warm in here. So let's go through the projects that I'm going to be starting soon-ish, hopefully. I'm going to be starting another lady. This one I'm super excited about too. Of course, any of these ladies, I'm super excited to start working on them. But this one is so cool. I'm going to start Joan of Arc. Oh my gosh, look at her, how cute she is. And her armor. Although I don't like that hair. But anyway. So, yeah, I wonder how that's constructed. Oh, that way. Okay, we shall see how that goes. So yeah. So that is the lady I want to work on during the month of August. I may start her sooner. Who knows? So yeah. I have the yarn all ready for her. I had to go buy some because I didn't have enough gray for all that armor. The next crochet project that I want to start is actually it's actually this pattern. This is the Just Feel Cozy pattern by Kalisha Ryan. I made it into a blanket. Obviously you can see it fills my couch here. So I decided I want to make a wrap, like a shawl kind of wrap. I do not, well, I have the fingering weight if I wanted to use it, but I have some DK weight that I've had this skein of yarn. I have a couple more, I bought a couple more skeins, and so they all work together for me to start these. So I'm going to put them in my free to collar bag. Took this bag with me on a cruise to Jamaica and Grand Cayman. This is an Allegheny Fiber Arts bag again. Love her bags. This one has a pouch in the middle. So, the yarns that I'm using. So I bought this bundle a couple years ago at, I think all of these are from Yarns to Die For. I think so. That's weird. Okay. 3 separate trips to Yarns to Die For, which is a local yarn shop about 30 minutes away, if you count all the traffic. But they are no longer in business. Oh my gosh. But Emma's Yarn is still in business. So this was a kit for a fall cowl, but I was like, I don't really want to make that. So these 3 go together, or these 4. So this is on her Simply Spectacular DK base. It is a 75/25 merino nylon blend. This is the colorway Terrazzo. This mini is the colorway Petal. This one is Mind Your Business. And this one is Barking Up the Wrong Tree. Now, these 3 together is not enough to make a good wrap, like a good size wrap. So I went stash diving, and this one I bought at Yarns to Die For. That's just crazy. Anyway, so this is Life in the Long Grass. This is DK Twist, 100% super fine, or 100% fine superwash merino, in the colorway Dusky. So there's that one. And then the last color is 3 Irish Girls. I don't think she dyes anymore either. Life in the Long Grass, I think they do. Yeah. Because it's now down to 1 Irish Girl. This is on her Spring Veil DK. It's 100% superwash merino. And this is the colorway Current Jam. And so what I think I'm going to do... I drop everything. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a mini in between each color. And I'm just going to have these big chunks of color. I might do it that way. I haven't decided order yet. I may just do random order, honestly. I'll just grab a color. Let's work on this one. Or I might do it... I don't know. We shall see. Actually, I kind of like that. Anyway. Oh, that is a lot of yarn to handle in one go. So, boy, that bird is loud. So, I'm excited to get all these wound up. It's going to take a while to get all of these wound up. To get started on a lovely granny stitch project, which I can just crochet and not think about. Although getting the ripples will be interesting. But it's a fun pattern. I highly recommend it. And then I have another Pacific Co. Knits project that I'm going to start soon. She came out with a cat doodle a couple months ago. So of course I had to buy it. Ryan and I have been talking about getting another cat, but we're still waiting. We'll see. So of course, if it's cat related, it has to be in my cat bag. So I'm going to make a beanie out of it. In the cat doodle, there's also a ball of yarn. So the doodles that I picked is a cat getting ready to pounce, and then there's a ball of yarn. So, the yarns that I'm using, like I said, get used to Cascade Heritage. This is a great yarn. Like, it's usually pretty cheap, fingering weight yarn. They come in solid colors, so it's easy to mix and match, all of that. I do not have the colorway names written down. This one is 5605, and this one is 5650. I'll put the names on the screen as I read them out. So that's what I'm going to be using. I do have to have third colors for a couple things. So I have this, the nose for the cat is like 2 stitches. So I have this little ball of pink. That should get me get me around once. And then I also have this black as well for something. So this will be the brim. And then this will be the main color. And then when I do the color work, this will be the color that I use. So in my head, that's going to look really cool. We'll see how it goes. So my needles are in here. I do not have my printed pattern here, but I will get it soon. So I'm excited to get that started. And then the last project that I want to talk about is a cross stitch. So I have done 2 whole cross stitch projects in my life. And I'm going to start another one. I have all the stuff ready. I have the colors that I need and my pattern. I have the Aida. I soaked it and it's still really stiff. So I will iron this out, cut it, get it ready in the hoop. Yes, I'm going to be using black Aida this time. We'll see how that goes. I may just have to make sure I do this at a place where I have lots of lighting. Lots of good lighting for this one. And my glasses. But this is another one of the series of these office cross-stitch projects that I've decided I need to make. And so for those of you who don't know, I work for a nonprofit. I work in the fundraising department. I do all the database stuff. I run the reports of all of our fundraising. So I need to have this show me the data. I love this so much. So yeah, can't wait to have this done and put on my desk. So that's going to be started soon. I've been debating, like, what do I want to take with me to... It's Love Knots, but we're not at the church. We're actually meeting at the library. So, trying to decide, do I want to take that? Do I want to take cross stitch with me? Or do I take something else? I'm going to take some... I'm going to take these. I'm going to take my flamingo socks. I need to get the foot done. So, I'm going to be working on those today. So with that, I'm going to go. I'm going to turn the air conditioner back on. And with that, I will see you later. God bless. Bye.